today for our budget talk of the week. Today we're going to be discussing $1,000 savings, okay? But I did want to discuss saving $1,000 as soon as you can. This is going to help you so much in the long run, I promise, because there's always things as you're trying to build up your savings that are going to hinder you. They're going to pop out of nowhere. So it's always best to have your savings together in case you get sick, or maybe your child gets sick, or your spouse gets sick. And yes, your insurance covers so much, but there's always things. Sometimes your insurance may not cover like an x-ray exam, for example, or it may not cover medications or something, So you definitely want to be sure to save up for that. And then, just different things like maybe your car breaks down, something like that. You just want to make sure that you have your savings there. Now we're going to discuss how, okay? So I'm going to give you some tips and things that I've actually done to when I first started my budget journey is I definitely started out with realizing what things are distracting me from saving my money and what things are continuously making me want to spend my money. And we're all into to our planners and different things like that, so we like new things, and whenever these new releases come out, we definitely are like, oh my gosh, what is it, what's coming out, different things like that. So what I suggest you do, and what I have done, is I have actually unsubscribed, or actually just kind of cut off my YouTube for the most part because of all the things that do come out. And that's one thing that you can do, is unsubscribe on YouTube, or just try to stay away from YouTube. I've also just not even checked my how when you check your emails, you can go in and see obviously what's being sent to you. I would just go down the line, just delete them all. And I would put it in my planner on a certain day just to go through them and just delete them all, so I wouldn't have to be distracted with that. And you may want to also, a big thing, is unsubscribing from those sub boxes. Those things will get our money. And I myself was a Patreon for Keleva Plan, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I was spending, I think it was $50 a month or something, and I was like, I'm too busy to even watch these videos and things that she has. So I was like, that's $50 in my pocket every month. And I really feel like that's the hardest thing to do, is actually unsubscribe from those subscriptions that you have. So, but that saves you a lot of money. We know we're all into those things, and once we click that 1 month, it'll be so much easier not to get back into it. But you can always pick it up later, if you wanted to also. Now, here's a big thing also that I did was I would sell things, so I would go through my house and kind of decluttering. This is such a good tip. I would go through my house and declutter things that are just in the way, or things I wouldn't use, and I would sell them, and it's so much better and easier getting that money in to try to stack up your funds. So that will definitely help you. Or doing a whole yard or garage sale, you can totally scoop that money up really quick. Doing just those two things right there. Another thing, of course, is don't forget your options if you have it available at your work, is to work overtime. It's time and a half. That's extra money that you can have set aside as soon as you get your $1,000. That will at least start you and help you with your savings budget. So that's a really good one. And definitely leave those groups, y'all, especially on Facebook. We have different groups that I know I was a part of, or I actually still am, where we discuss all of the new things that come out. There's one for Ray Dunn, there's one for Happy Planner, there's one that's just new things that come out, what I do is I actually still have them on my phone, but there's a part where you can like choose an option to silence it. So that's what I do. I silence all of my notifications. So not until I want to go in and check them will I be able to see, or are alerted to what's there. So that's one of the things that I still do right now. Also, a big thing that I kind of mentioned in one of my last videos with my mini haul, my big mini haul, is I wait a lot of times to buy my sticker books until the new release comes out, because when the new release comes out, that's when everything else in the previous release goes on sale. So I may buy, like 1 or 2 sticker books when the new release, actually comes out, but then I kind of save myself and I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait until I can get things either at a discount or, when I win something. Like for example, this coming up week, I believe Live Love Posh is having a release, and I have a discount from Texas Planner Babes. We do monthly, a monthly like party where we have like a guest come out and speak and stuff, and I have one for, I think it's like $10. So there's giveaways. And so I'm definitely going to be using my money for, or that little ticket thingy that I have to get that discount, for this release that's coming out. Because I know I'm going to want something. But yeah, you definitely want to try to like save your money for those new releases and to have money set aside for that as well. But number one right now is to save that $1,000. Okay, also what you can do is write down your goals. Like, y'all, think about your future. Like, what do you want for your future? My main thing was I didn't want any stress. Like, I didn't want to be arguing with my husband over money. That's the number one cause of issues in relationships are, money issues. So I didn't want that to be part of us. So, that was one of my reasons. Of course, I also wanted to save money and pay off my house. Like, I don't want to have to worry about a monthly mortgage or rent. So that was something that I lived and learned, renting an apartment every like 6 months or a year, whenever your lease is up, the price goes up. And I got tired of that. So I'm glad that I learned that before I even got married, so that I wouldn't fall into that pit, But of course, kind of like a little marriage tip, take a year or two to, if you are just getting married, to I would totally suggest living in an apartment, just so you can kind of know exactly what you both want in a home, because once you live in a home, you're probably going to want to live there for a good like 5-10 years or so. So you definitely want to like know what you want in a house before you go and jump into one also, okay? That's just a little marriage tip from me. Not that I know everything. And also, when you think about, the things that you want in your future and your goals, like write them down, put them in your planner, take a picture maybe of a home that you want, or, something that inspires you. Like, put it in your planner, put it on your mirror, in your restroom or on your dresser. Just something that's constantly like reminding you, maybe even in your wallet. There's tons of things that you can keep around that can remind you of your goals and what you want your future to look like. Okay, and think about also your family. It's very easy to get all sucked up into all of our planner supplies, stickers, and new things that come out. But we have to think about first our family. You want to think about your children. Like, are you using so much money where you're not able to, pay for the things for your kids. And like, sometimes we just have to be honest and like think about it. So I gave up a lot to make sure that our stepdaughters were in private school. It would cost a lot. We had 3 too. So there was a lot of sacrificing that I did to make sure that they had their uniforms, or every month their tuition and all these other like activities and things. You definitely want to be able to do that for your children. And I'm not saying like spoil them. You don't have to put them in all these different extracurricular activities or anything like that. But you want to make sure that you have money there in case, there's something that that they need. You want to have that $1,000 in there ready. Also, in case something happens, with your spouse, or like I said, if somebody gets sick and y'all can't work, you definitely want to have some money there to help y'all, for those couple days. And then think about, remind yourself about the stress that you're in maybe right now, and how much less, stress and a more of a peaceful life you'll have after being able to save, to be able to have that money set aside. So $1,000 isn't going to help like everything, right? But this is a good start on what you want to do, to help you with that. Once you get your $1,000, you can move on to, your debt and saving your 2 to 3 months worth of bills and different things like that, that you'll have set aside. So I also wanted to go over real quick 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 19, just this one sentence. Dear children, keep away from anything that might take God's place in your hearts. Let that sink in. If it keeps us away from God, or we put these things in front of God, be sure to keep those things away. Okay, so that's just something I wanted to let you kind of think about, and like where your heart is, where your true love is. Okay, and remember that things can cause stress and things can make peace in your life, and we definitely want peace.